Hi guys. Hello, hello. Don't make me. Just got some incense. Even though I saged, I'm still gonna use some incense to help. Hey Tina, hey Kim. Welcome, welcome. Just gonna disappear for like a quick second. 1 sec, guys. I'm losing my mind. I'm just gonna wait until a few more people pop on. I see they're slowly popping on. And then we'll start. How's that? Tea time. Magic style. Let me know if that music's too loud because I'll turn it down a little bit. I thought we'd have a little bit of winter solstice kind of music tonight since we're doing tea, right? We're gonna make our tea. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do a type of tea for, I guess you could say like healing through winter's trials. I think that's a good way of saying it. We're gonna make some tea to heal ourselves through winter's trials because I don't know about you guys, but here in Ohio, where I'm from, we had a massive blizzard tonight. So I think it's fitting, and I think Mother Winter, or the winter goddesses, however you want to say it, I think they're giving me a sign of, yeah, it's a good time to do your tea. So it's a good time to do some tea magic, guys. I hope you're ready for today. Thanks, Ronnie. I did. It was actually a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. I had to go pick up my sons from my mom, so that's why I kind of figured I'd push it back a little bit because I knew it was gonna be late. As soon as I got out of work, my truck was completely, like, at least 1.5 inches just getting out of work. Then on my way to my mom's, it only got worse. And then from my mom's to my house, it only got even more worse. So, hey. But I'm definitely back. I'm safe. Everyone's safe. Everyone's sound. We did have some accidents on the roads, but we're good. Okay? So, yeah. Hey. Hey, Sean. I did. Thanks, everyone. Kim, I did research on blood magic last night. Oh, that's good. But tonight, we're not talking about blood magic, girl. We're doing some tea. I got all my little setup here. Hold on, don't mind my messy house. See, I got my little setups. We got some fresh orange. We got also some orange peel, if I feel like it, but I'm probably just gonna stick with the oranges. We got some honey from the bees, straight from the beehive. This is not processed. This is not nothing. This is real honey. My one boss gave it to me as a Christmas present, so it's perfect. I got me some new moon water because that's what the water I'm going to use. I'm going to use half regular water, which I have half already in here. Then I'm going to use a cup of this because this is my intention seeking, and I got this from the new moon just the other night. We got some hibiscus. We got some peppermint, guys. We got some cinnamon sticks, and we got some cranberry. So, hope y'all got yours, because I know I got mine. All right. Hey, Carrie. Hey, everyone. Okay. Well, everyone's still getting on, so I'm not going to just sit there and take my good old time and wait, because everyone I know started popping on, because they always do. So, let's start off with potions. So we already went through potions from Potions 101, right? Tonight we're gonna make a brew, but a brew in magic form. So everything we do tonight has an intention. Like I said, if you caught it already, tonight's tea magic is gonna have a spell for me. You guys do whatever you guys want. If you just want to practice and kind of get used to the hang of things, I'm fine with that too. But tonight, it's all about a tea for healing through Winter's Trials. Winter's Trials can be anything that you want to do with maybe shadow work, so working on yourself, which we'll talk about shadow workings next week. But it's all about working through what you need to work through during hard times. Winter has always been hard, especially if you live in an area where there's actually snow. I've learned that a lot of people are more depressed around this time. Anxiety really gets to people because they're closed in. Plus we have COVID, and that only makes it worse for us too. So this is a perfect time, okay? Tea magic is great because it's all about your intention, like anything, right? But it's a different form of magic. So instead of just throwing a bunch of stuff in a pot, or I should say cauldron, and going, here's my intention, here's my chant, go. We take this into a more, what I call a sophisticated way of doing it. So tea, as in like tea time, has always been a hobby of mine. And when I say it's a hobby of mine, as in one random day I decided, hey, I want to make some tea, but I don't want just tea out of the bag that you buy from a grocery store. I wanted real tea. So I went to a metaphysical shop, guys, where they made their own tea herbs, and I was addicted from then. Or not made, but I'm sorry, they made their teas with their own herbs in the metaphysical shop while I shopped, and it was an amazing experience because it was fresh, and she used a little bit of honey, and the best part is she used my absolute favorite herb slash plant slash flower of all times, and that's hibiscus. Dried hibiscus flower is my absolute favorite. I actually want to grow it next summer if I can. I'm gonna try. I mean, what's the worst, right? It's just not growing. All right, so if you think about it though, herbs have always kind of been in our life, right? But we never really appreciated them until now, right? I guess that's one way of looking at it. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking. Okay, so herbs have always had kind of like a spiritual aspect to them. If you really think about it, plants don't need us to survive. Okay, sometimes they actually do better without us even tampering with them, feeding them our own water out of our hoses or anything like that, or us planting them. Sometimes they just grow better by themselves. Okay, sometimes we're worse. We make them it worse off. Okay, no matter what kind of herbs you use, no matter what kind of tea you decide to make from today on out, connect with your herbs. And I'm not kidding when I say this. So I'm gonna take my big boy because these are my favorites. So my hibiscus, okay? Every time I buy hibiscus, it doesn't matter if it's from a marketplace, it doesn't matter if it's from a grocery store, it doesn't matter if I order it online, they get it from a metaphysical shop. You kind of always make a connection with it, because the more you have a connection with something, the better intention, the better energy it will give off for whatever you need to make it for. So like hibiscus, right? Hibiscus is one of those actually like lust and love flowers, but there's all these extra little reasons that people use hibiscus, which we're going to get to here in a little bit when I break down all the herbs we're going to use tonight, and I'm going to tell you what they mean, different types of representations for them. I'm going to give you their element, I'm going to give you their planet correspondence, and I'm going to give you their deity correspondence, because hey, if you connect something, you have a little bit of information, something might pique your interest, because hey, this might be making a connection with one of you guys right now, and you don't even know it. Some people don't even know what hibiscus tastes like, or some people think it's too bitter. Well, guess what? If you use it the right way, you blend it the right way, it could be something amazing. And that's exactly what we want, right? Because I want my intention to reach other people. That's why we're doing this. So like I said, plants have their own energy. It has its own life force. What we're doing with the tea magic is we're bringing that life force from the herbs, from the water we boil, okay? From the spoon we use it to blend, from the words we whisper to it, to the fact that it came from the earth itself. We're going to utilize the energy and the power that it's going to derive from. So know that anytime you do anything is you're using its life force. But it doesn't die when it dries. It doesn't die when we blend it and steep it, okay? It lives on. Oh, this thing's gonna drive me crazy. This thing hates me tonight. Okay, so it's gonna live on through us, okay? One energy to another. So I'm gonna make sure that when I use these herbs, that I make sure I make it live through me with my intention. And I'm gonna send my intention to the universe, so it's gonna be reborn again, from death to life again. And it's an ever-loving cycle. So that's the biggest way I think of it, okay? You're able to resonate however you want with your herbs. Maybe you've never been into herbs before. I should probably put this down before I break my beautiful jar, and then you will see me cry on here if I break this jar. Maybe you've never like resonated with herbs before, because aside from a couple years ago, I really didn't either. Little by little, my collection got bigger and bigger, and you ever have one of those needs for something where you just need to have it? Like it's calling you. If you've never met it before, but you know you're like, hey, I want to start blending. And it's just not something like, hey, the universe is giving me a sign. I need to start blending. Why? I don't know. Maybe someone put it in my mind. Maybe a goddess says this is the best way to speak to them. Maybe an offering of one of the deities that I respond and correspond with. Maybe one of their biggest connections is through tea magic. I don't know. It's not anything I've ever figured out. But I knew over a course of maybe like, give a week, I had to blend. I had to get certain herbs together or a bunch of herbs together, and I wanted to try my luck. I figured, hey, what can go wrong and not taste good? Okay. I did my research. Like anything with witchcraft, you do your research. You know what's poisonous. You know what's good blended together. Or you know what? You could have been like me. I didn't know what really was going to blend together. I knew what I could and couldn't use as far as like what was poisonous and not. Like holly. I'm not going to use any type of holly unless it's just a straight offering. But if it's something I want to drink because I want that energy, their life force to go into me, for me to send it out through my words and my intentions, then I'm going to make sure I don't use something that when I consume it, it's going to kill me. Or I'm getting really, really sick, so we don't want that. So just know that, okay? And sometimes the herbs that we use, it connects with the deities that we have. So maybe you're doing some type of tea magic spell where you need to connect with your deity, or you're trying to connect with your deity, and you feel maybe something I consume will help, okay? Because tea magic is also a good way of just consuming energy, or connecting with the spirit, or connecting with your deity, okay? You don't always have to make a potion where it's just an offering, because honestly, I'm not going to waste it. If I'm doing a tea magic, I'm going to drink my tea. If I want to do a potion where it's just an offering, I'll do a different style. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe just something different, okay? But I'm not going to do it with my tea magic, because tea magic to me is something that I need to consume, something I need to take in. So when it comes to doing tea magic, you can use all different things that you want to boil with. So you can use the roots of stuff. You can use the bark of stuff. You can do the plants. You can do the leaves. You can do the flowers. You can use whatever you want. You can use fruit. You can use vegetables. Just like I said before, it doesn't matter what you have. But it's amazing, okay? Because you can try and do so many different things. Hey, Bobby Sue. Yay, I'm glad you've been playing around with your herbs, Kim. It's always good to do so. So Bobby Sue just said, just had chills. I don't know why. Every time I learn from you, I get them. You know why? It's because I'm giving my energy to you, girl. I'm giving my energy to everyone. I'm a ball of energy, and I'm gonna give, and I'm gonna replenish, okay? Which kind of works for today's magic because I'm replenishing, I'm healing myself. But I'm healing myself to get through Mother Winter because she's being a little jerk today. I love you. Please don't be mad at me. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it that way. Sometimes if you apologize, she won't make it worse for you. Marina, what if I don't drink anything else besides Coke? So you don't have to. So use your tea magic and use it as an offering. You can still do tea magic and not consume it, but my personal preference, I prefer to actually consume. Like I said, I take in. I want to take in what I need. So yeah, so that's fine. I mean, but you could always use an offering. But hey, you ever try it my way? Like the teas I make are actually really good. And I make sweet teas too. I don't make just herbal teas like completely where it's just like the bland of the bland. I use sweet berries. I use, like tonight we're going to use actual orange peels, and then I will use some of the citrus too. But that's just because it's my personal preference. But if I was using like my Keurig or something and I just wanted to blend, I'll just use regular orange peel, which to me is the same, but careful, these actual orange peels are a lot stronger than the actual orange peel itself. I learned that the hard way. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to make sure I don't miss what I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so here's the biggest thing too. So we have a lot of like green witches, which let me just say right now, guys, everyone that's watching the Green Witch, I'm so jealous of you because I can't save a plant in my house. They save my life. Now, granted, I have cats and they like to eat things like plants. I learned that the hard way, but I can't keep a garden and save my life, but I don't let time keep me, going. I'm gonna try it this year, and guess who's gonna help me? Miss Megan downstairs is gonna help me make this garden because I really want a garden. I really need roses. Like, I need roses. Roses, by the way, are my favorite. If you haven't like read my little bio, I'm addicted to them. Deep blood red roses. Okay, I need to grow roses in my garden. There's a few other reasons why I need roses, but I need them deep. All right, and I also need lilies. So roses and lilies. So we're gonna see how that works out. But I also want hibiscus too. Only because I want to try it and utilize the energy. But Crystal sent me something. She made I share it with my man because I drink his Coke and we loved it. Oh, thanks, Bobby Sue. I do. I make really good tea, but I put all my heart and soul into everything I blend. So you're gonna see that tonight, okay? Yay, Ronnie! I love that you're loving tea. Okay. All right. So we recognize that all plants have their own spirit, okay? Life force. We said that already, right? We draw their power from them, from their roots to their branches, or say branches, their leaves. If it's a tree and we're using tree bark, like oak tree bark, that's fantastic because we're utilizing everything to blend, okay? Wow, I said a lot of my notes already. I'm a quick speaker sometimes. Okay, so if you go to any type of sage or crone and you ask them, like, as a witch, what should we recognize? And you're talking about any type of plants or the trees. By the way, anyone that's into Celtic anything, there's a book. I'm gonna have to look and see what it's exactly called, but it's about Celtic trees and the energy you get from them, and it hones really deeply with Morgan. So I'll get that for you guys, but I've been on a fascination with trees lately. I can't recognize many trees except very specific ones, but I'm practicing on it. But this book, there's something about it. It pulled to me and I'm waiting for it to come in, so I'm really excited about it. And I heard really good reviews on it. I've done YouTube research. So if you're into Celtic and Morgan, I'll get you this book information. Anyways, see, totally zoned it. Okay, so anyways, so if you went to a sage and if you don't know what a sage is a person of wisdom, like it could be a male or female, but it's a person of wisdom. It's just a different word for it. Kind of like a vulva, which is the Norse version of a wise witch. Usually they were unmarried and unwed witches. That's why they called them old, but they're so smart, genius. So as a witch, it's our job to recognize that plants is a gift, that a plant is a gift, okay? And we have to honor that. So I'm telling you now, as a witch, honor your herbs, honor your plants. Thank them after you're done with everything. When you're actually done with the herbs itself, give it back to nature, give it back to Gaia, give it back to however you want to resonate with the earth itself. If it has a name to you, or if it's just the earth element itself, give it back, okay? Now, I know it's hard because sometimes if you make them into little bowls and stuff like that, you're like, well, what do I do? What do I do? Well, find a way. Collect a little bit of it and then just put it outside. Put it in the woods. Just give it back to nature. Why? Because what's remaining of the essence that you didn't take is going to go back. And it's going to be thankful that you gave it back. And then Gaia will be happy that you gave her children back. Okay? Go ahead, Bobby Sue. Oh my God, I love honey rose tea. Yes, I love rose tea too. I've never tried it with honey, but I like it just with rose. So, I mean, I'll have to try that one time though. Okay. So, now if you're into growing your own garden, plants, flowers, did you know that it's a deeper connection that you're actually like growing it yourself though than if I go and purchase it? So do know that. Now granted, I'm still gonna have a deep connection, but sometimes, and they do say, and hey, who am I to say that anyone is wrong, but they do say that you have a better connection with the plants itself when you do grow it yourself. Okay, when you do put your time and your energy into making it become something amazing, and then you utilizing it even after it's dying. Because guess what? It's never dying, because if you use what's left of it, even if it's pretty much dead, and you use the roots of it, it's never dead, okay? Because I don't believe in death that way. I don't know anyone else, but I believe that after death, rebirth comes regardless. So the essence already seep back into Mother Earth, okay? So it's not dead, and it's never going to be dead. So when we blend our ingredients together tonight, okay, we connect with the true purpose of what we're doing. So if you see me zone in and out when we do something, it's probably because my mind is focusing on what I'm doing, what I'm adding, if I'm saying something when I say it, okay? I did write out what I'm going to say because I pretty much I say the same format, but I change up my words depending on what intention I'm making it out of. So for me, I already kind of know what I'm saying, but sometimes I change it up. I'm on a whim kind of person. I'm not always wanting to write stuff down. Sometimes I just say, listen, Mother Winter, I need you to work with me just a little bit. I'm your child. I might be of the fire, but my name is of ice. Things like that, okay? So you just kind of add stuff. It's always the best part. When the water's gonna boil, we're gonna become more intimate because we're going to put our cranberries and our orange peel in the water. Now, you can boil water on a tea kettle. This is funny, I don't actually have a real tea kettle. I have a curry. I have a pot. I have a microwave. So there's so many ways you can boil. Don't actually have a teapot. I mean, I do, but not one that I can put on the stove, if that makes sense. I have like 1,000 teapots, but they're not stove. Megan, I need a teapot. Like a real one. Remind me, I think I threw my old one out. That's what happened. I had to throw my red one out. But it's been like probably 4 or 5 years since I've had it. Anyways, so when we're boiling our water, we're making the connection with the water, okay? We're going to put our orange peels in there. We're going to put our cranberries in there, and we're going to let it boil, okay, before we put any other type of herbs. Now, if you have a strainer, use your strainer. If you don't have a strainer, put it in like one of these little balls here. If you have one of these, okay, you could put that in it. However you need to do it, okay? Don't mind me. I'm just looking for something because I know I bought something and now I can't remember where I put it. The chores of motherhood. You buy something and you forget where you buy or where you put it. That's alright. I don't really mean it. I do this 1,000 different times in different ways. Okay, so anyways, guys, as we were saying. So if you know me, you know I'm all about the elements. Anything I do has elemental pull. Yay! Okay. So, each plant we use and we blend has an element correspondent. Okay? Now, common sense, all plants, all flowers, all trees pull to the earth. Shh, I didn't tell you guys. Okay, I told you it's a secret. Don't tell anyone. I'm totally kidding. But yeah, it's true. They automatically pull to the earth. So the herbs that we're going to use today have different elements also. Okay? So automatically assume all the herbs pull to the earth. Common sense, no problem. Okay, so before we jump to this, what I'm going to say is this. So when we measure each scoop or pinch, because sometimes I'll do a pinch of this and pinch of that, especially if it's just 1 cup, make sure that you're smelling the aroma, the essence, okay? Smell the oranges seeping, okay? Smell the cranberries being pulled into the water that's boiling. Smell it, okay? The air, the wind, whichever way of the element you want to pull. Remember that. Let it seep through that way. When you're pouring the water, whether you want to put it in like, and this is my favorite, one of my favorites. So I got my little glass tea kettle here that it's just for like pouring your water for like friends coming over. But like when I'm pouring my water, think of it as you're transforming it, as you're pouring it into the energy and the intent that you have. Okay, that's, I guess, one of the better ways I can say it. So like the aroma, okay, so your smell, the air, the water pouring, watching the energy seep into here, because this is about to go into here. Okay. So here's one of the probably the best quotes I've ever heard anyone do this and say this in. And I heard this, I think so many years ago, and I wrote it down because I had this in my grimoire. Okay. Yes, I don't call it a book of shadows, I call mine a grimoire, but to each his own, tomato, tomato. So this is the phrase I use, so I heard it somewhere. I should have wrote exactly who said it, but this is the best way if anyone's ever put tea magic to me. So, tea magic. This is the best way to say what is tea magic, and and this is how we can do great things in magic, by smelling the aroma and by pouring the water to transform energy into its intent. Okay? And it's true, because that's tea magic, just like anything. Anything we put our intent to is magic. We're just doing it a fancy way. And we're taking more time and we're making it look pretty because, hey, you know what? I'm a witch that likes to make things look pretty. I'm a witch that likes to make preparations and light my candles and sit over my stove and enjoy my herbs and blend to some beautiful Christmas music. Or in this case, we're listening to Yule music. If you haven't heard in the background, it's Yule music, okay? But I love it. I am one of those fancy witches. Sometimes I have to have something just because it looks really pretty and everyone has it. Other times I'm like, hey, thrift store shopping. Yeah. So my tea magic is my fancy. My candle magic is my I'm poor, because this one's poor. So let me just read some comments real quick, and then we're going to move on to the herbs, their correspondence. So I'm kind of taking a little bit, not just going to show you how we do tea magic, but I'm breaking it down. So that way when you go and venture off on your own, you have a basis of what you're looking for when you think of tea magic. Okay? So Kim has an infuser. Good. I have a couple. I have that one. I have a stand-up one, which I like to take when I like travel because it's really cute. It has like a little leaf. I'll bring it over in a minute. Sean said I had to use a coffee filter and squeeze gently. Yeah, that works definitely because it's the same thing. That's great. That's actually a really good idea. I missed the beginning, but I'm finally home from work. Woohoo, I'm so glad I at least get to see some of it live. Hey, Sarah Lee, I love it. Hey, I'm here. Can't wait till you rewatch. You can hear what we already said, because all we pretty much talked about was plants and their essences and their life force and where that life force is going when we do tea magic. She also said, I love adding my chocolate mint to my fresh brew teas. Chocolate mint? Like the actual chocolate mint? Do we have chocolate mint? Like this chocolate mint? Is this what we're talking about? Because this is amazing stuff. But these are my kids, so I can't eat them. Boo. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions? Let me know if you have any questions about like how a person that does tea magic thinks of plants and the herbs. Now remember, I don't have my own garden. I'm not anything special tea-wise. I'm just me, okay? But I became really good with my herbs. No herb, you silly. Oh, well, why can't I put chocolate in it too? Sheesh. You know what? I've never had chocolate mint herb. So I might be writing this down right now. Because I might have to, like, you know, look it up. I use a lot of peppermint. I don't even use regular mint anymore because it's a weird taste to me. But I like peppermint. I use peppermint in so much stuff. And peppermint's really good for you too. Okay. No questions? Okay, cool. So the herbs. So here's how we're breaking down the herbs. So we're going to start with cranberries first. Okay, so cranberries. What we're going to use them for. You know what? Let me grab a little chair. Or I should say stool. Because I've been on my feet all day. And I'm a little sore. Okay. Oh, hey, that's good. I can still talk to you guys. Just perfect. Okay. So, cranberries is the first thing. So what we're going to look at cranberries, we're going to look at it for rejuvenation, renewal. Now, this is what our intention is going to be for tonight, okay? So, rejuvenation, renewal, and healing. Because remember, we're healing ourselves. But the other things you can look at cranberries for is courage, being in action form, all right? Abundance, and gratitude. Yes. Now, cranberries can be looked into two different style elements, all right? So cranberries can be broken down into a water element or a fire element, and how you want to look at it. So the water element is if you use them like in juice. So if you make a juice out of the cranberries itself, it's using the water element. If you're just using it as a berry, like to eat it even, you're going to look at it as a fire element. Okay, so there's two breakdowns. That's why there's two elements. It depends on which way you utilize it. The deity for cranberry, okay, honestly is Mars. So the Roman god, which is Aries. And it's mostly because of its courage, its fierceness that you can have. Sometimes it's bitter to some people. Hey, Robin. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. You got time. We're actually kind of just in a way starting, so no worries. You didn't miss too much. So, Mars is this deity, so it's the Roman god of war. If you want to look at it from Greek perspective, it's Ares, the god of war, but it's based off of his courage, always into battle. Now, granted, Ares and Mars are kind of jerks. It doesn't matter which way, if you look at Roman or Greek, it's still the same. He's still a jerk. He's always trying to start a war. But in this case, we're going to look at it that way. So any questions with cranberries? If so, just drop them down, but we're going to move on to the next one. So the next one we're going to look at is peppermint, okay? Now, peppermint is one of the mints, because mint has multiple different types of forms. So you have peppermint, you have water mint, and you have spearmint. Those are the ones I really remember. If there's more, throw it down there, let everyone know. But those are the ones I know of. So they each have their own extra detail to it. So if you look them up, if you're looking in your tea books, your herb books, however you want to look at it, you're going to see that each of those has something a little extra, but they all kind of have the general basis of it. So here's how we're looking at it. We're going to use peppermint for protection. We're going to use it as a protection from Mother Winter or the winter goddesses, okay? That's how we're going to hone and resonate with it. But peppermint has so many different more ways. Sorry, I got an itch here. So peppermint is used for exorcisms. It's used for lust, money, prosperity also, even down to traveling. I feel like my phone's really high. Okay. Even all the way down to traveling. Okay, so we're just going to look at it from the protection sense, but if you ever need to use it for an exorcism or anything like that, it's great. A lot of people like to use it for like love and lust spells. It's great for there too. The element for peppermint is air, okay? And it's also because it hones mostly with the planet Mercury, which Mercury's name for Roman is the same as if it was Greek, which would be Hermes, and Hermes is the messenger of the gods on Mount Olympus. So it resonates with the air, being a messenger of an air, all right? So it's very airy. So that's why it's like, a lot of people say like it's minty. It's very light. So I always hone light with airy types of elements. And you're gonna see that when you start blending with your own teas, everything has a different type of, I'm not gonna say taste, but feel to it. So like mint always kind of makes it feel airy, like even spearmint. You ever do that? Like when you're chewing gum, you got spearmint coming out, you're like, oh, it's so cold. I always think of cold of air. Same thing with peppermint or any type of mint, it's like that. So the planet is Mercury. Mercury goes with Hermes. Hermes is the messenger on Mount Olympus. So air, there's my connection there. Now, one thing I want to tell you a little bit about this. After I get done telling you the deities, I'm going to give you just a little quick story on peppermint and where the name peppermint comes from. It actually comes from a nymph, a Greek nymph. So a couple of you will kind of like this story. Some of you might have already heard about it. And if you haven't, I suggest going and actually like researching the whole story. It's really fascinating. But so the deities that this goes with is Demeter, Hades, and Pluto, which is the Roman god of the underworld, which is Hades. But it also goes with Demeter too. So the story falls from a nymph, a Greek nymph called, let me make sure I say this right, Mintha. So spelled mint, but so Mintha. So she was there before Persephone was technically in the picture. She was fascinated with Hades, loved him, wanted him. She attempted to seduce him so many times. But when he went and actually went to find Persephone and pull her down to the underworld, this nymph got so jealous. Mintha was more than just the jealous type. She didn't like coming second best, especially because in her mind, in so many people's minds, she was gorgeous as a nymph, okay? The beauty. But she could understand how someone like Persephone can beat her in Hades' eyes. So she went in search of Persephone while Persephone's mother, if you all know who she is, Demeter, came and actually crushed the nymph and put her into the ground and let her essence pull back into the ground, which then became mint. That is where our mint comes from, guys. It comes from a nymph that was crushed because she decided she had to go after Persephone, but the mother decided to beat her to it and literally stepped on her. And so her body was taken into the ground. So there's a little background story on where mint came from. I hope it wasn't too depressing, but I love that story. I also find Hades fascinating sometimes, and it's not in the sense of because he's the god of the underworld, but just because people would do things for such great lengths. So I always thought it was fascinating that someone like him would have people just, or I should say, nymphs just falling all over him. Okay, I think I said everything on that one. Okay, moving on. Oh, wait. I've been looking for ways to connect with Hermes. He is many things, and I have been called on him a lot lately. Well, look at that. You know, things are never just a coincidence, right? One of your connections might be with mint/peppermint, spearmint, or water mint. Okay, so hibiscus flower is going to be our next one. I know, I love mythology too. So our next one is going to be hibiscus flower. So we're going to use it for freedom, okay? Now, hibiscus flower is more of a love type of flower, type of plant that a lot of people like to use. Listen, I'm all about the love spells, don't get me wrong, in a way, okay? I'm all about the self-love, the lust thing, but I like to use hibiscus in the ways a lot of people don't use them in. So we're going to use it for freedom of winter trials, and we're going to use it for passion. Now think about it though. What kind of passion would we use for trials in the winter? Loving yourself, loving winter, showing maybe your passion for the winter itself to help you get through the winter. However you want to play passion on it, but that's how I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use it for protection and for passion, because sometimes you need a little bit of passion to get through the winter months. I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of passion in your life. No matter how you want to look at it. Passion to yourself, passion from someone else. To each his own, guys. So, other forms that you use. So I already said love, I already said lust. You could also use hibiscus for divination. You can also use it for creativity. And, well, I mean, yeah, I said lust, so obviously sex. We're all adults, okay? Now, the element for this is water. And this is water because of the plant itself. It needs so much water to survive. It pulls with the water element. The planet that it pulls with is Venus. Venus is the Roman version of Aphrodite. So, hey guys, there's one of your deities right there. Now, the one deity you're not gonna expect. Hey, Kathy. The deity you're not going to expect is a Hindu goddess, is Kali. Now, if you know anything about Kali, she is very destructive, but I ask you to look into her before you judge her on the fact that she's a goddess of destruction. Because Aphrodite, a flower was made for Kali. And it wasn't until jealousy took over that she became a goddess of destruction, charging through as payback. So I'm not going to say too much because I think Kali should have her own segment, but the hibiscus flower of love and lust and sex, guys, was made for Kali, the Hindu goddess. So take a look into her if you're curious a little bit on her. If not, we'll just do another segment on her because I think she's fascinating. Okay, moving on. Kali is mentioned in my runes book. She's something. She really is. I see everyone loves Aphrodite. You know what's really funny is I cannot stand Aphrodite. And I think that's just because when I was learning a lot about Greek mythology, she kind of made me really mad. Because, you know, I wanted to be pretty. Why does she always get to be pretty? Why does she have to have an amazing, awesome dad like Poseidon? I mean, what makes her so grand that everyone wants to fall all over her? Why does I want to be born in a shell? Okay, I'm totally kidding, guys. It's just me. But I could never resonate with her because I always thought that, you know, for someone to have such luck to be so gorgeous and not even have to try and people fall over her and people worship her, I was always jealous of it. So I never honed with Aphrodite. I always pulled things that are like, it takes effort, it takes strength to beat through people, to prove people that you're better than someone else, that you don't have to confine to society's life, and I don't have to be pretty to impress anyone. So that's just how, sorry guys, no mean to rant. Like I said, to each his own. Everyone can love Aphrodite, I promise, but I always feel like to see how, you know, I see things, which, hey, some people like Morgan, some people like Lilith, some don't. Some terrified of her. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? All right, so we're going to move on to cinnamon sticks, guys. So cinnamon sticks, we're going to use it for victory, and we're going to use it for protection also when we do for Taste of Magic. You can also use cinnamon sticks for personal spiritual power, love, luck, and there's like so many different more that you can use when it comes to cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon is 100% fire element. I mean, there's no other, you can't even like think any other way. It also has a tingling when you actually have cinnamon that's like raw. It leaves a little bit of tingling on your tongue if you actually let it sit there. So I was pulled towards it being a fire. The planet that it is going to pull from is Mars / the sun. And the deities that follows with this is Apollo, which is the god of the sun god, Bas, and once again, Miss Aphrodite. So there you go, and Aphrodite pulls because it's also a love type of herb, cinnamon. But yeah, Apollo, Bas, and Miss Aphrodite. The next one we're gonna do today is the orange peel. So it could be the dried orange peel or an actual orange peel. We're gonna use it to raise our vibrations today. Okay, so it's gonna be our energy fruit. Or you can raise your spirit vibration, however you want to look at it. Spirit vibration kind of sounds really cool, but either way, you're gonna raise your energy in some form. You can also use orange peel for happiness, soothing of depression and anxiety, which is a good one, guys. That's why they always say drink orange juice. It helps your body, helps your immune system. It helps your mood too. It's a great mood stabilizer and it's natural. So eat some oranges, guys. It's great for just renewal and protection as well. The element that it's going to fall for is orange peel. Comes from a fire element, and it also comes from the sun as its planet correspondent. Its deities is pretty obvious because there's any sun god, so any type of sun god is going to be pulled for the orange peel, and it's also going to be Jupiter, which isn't Jupiter Zeus? Yes, Jupiter Zeus in Greek, so Jupiter Roman, Zeus Greek. Or maybe it's Kronos. Okay, so someone find out and tell me which one it is. It's either Zeus or Kronos. I just can't remember which one in Greek. Okay, the last thing we're going to use, now this is my secret ingredient, and I didn't put this on the thingy, but this is because some people don't want or don't like to use this, but we're going to use honey too. So honey is an enhancement, natural supplement. No, I'm just kidding. Not supplement, but ouch. So, honey is all natural because it's made from the bees, right? So it's a fire element, and it also pulls from the sun. So isn't that funny? Not everything, but a good chunk of what we're going to use is a fire element, and it pulls from some type of fire planet or the sun itself, and it's because we're trying to beat out winter. I guess you can say it that way. Did you know that there's different types of honey too? So there's like thyme honey, there's spearmint honey, there's lavender honey. So look into that if you want to try to, if you don't like the actual taste of like just honey, there's different flavors of honey too. So look into that, and when you do that, look at their properties, their magical properties, because they're all different. Where honey is an enhancement of our result of attention, the other honeys have their own correspondence. And when I was looking, because I wanted to make sure I got a little bit more information on honey, because I actually didn't have it in my grimoire at all, but they say that honey is used in magic for many years because the bees are sacred to so many people. So I thought that was really cool, really fascinating also. All right. Does anyone... Honey is the only thing we eat from insects. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ra. Yes, Ra is definitely one of the sun gods. Definitely, definitely. Honey is also used for Aphrodite offerings. Well, there you go. Like it. I see your sigil pumpkin is still not rotten. Dude! Look at her. Even Megan's like, it doesn't make any sense. This thing is hard still. Okay? There's no way. It makes no sense. This thing should not be this hard. I got this like 2 weeks before Halloween. Guys, it's almost the end of December, and this thing is perfect. And if no one knows what this is, or if they can actually see, because I know it's technically backwards for you guys, but this is Lilith's symbol. I use this for protection. I had a couple different ones too, but this one, it doesn't make any sense. So here we go, guys. Months old, and I say months. So this is like almost 3 months old, and this thing is in perfect condition. So this little diva stays in my house. She's so pretty. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? And if not, we're gonna start, guys. What time is it? Yeah, we're gonna start. We're gonna start, and we're gonna get this done. Okay. No? No? Star. This honey is amazing. Ooh. I didn't know about that, Sarah Lee. Okay. So, I'm just going to point this in the direction. I know, you're gonna miss this pretty face, but we need to watch. I hope you don't mind. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get off my little stool because I'm lazy and move it out of my way. Okay. So, one of the biggest things you can remember. So, I already have some water in here. I just put a little bit of water. But when we do something, you can draw a symbol around. Say you have a cup or anything, okay? You can write a word. You can draw a number, a rune if you want. Anything like that, okay? When the water is boiling. Okay, so I don't know, guys. What do we want? Do we want a rune? Do we want a sigil? Do we want a word? Let me know. I got that moon water right here, Kathy. Look at that baby. Beautiful. Okay, so I have just 1 cup in here, my little pot. Okay, I put 1 cup of just regular water in here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my measuring cup. This is a 1 cup measuring cup, and I'm going to take my new moon water. Now you can take full moon water if you want. You can take rainwater, whatever you want to kind of like really give your intention. I'm going to use new moon water, one, because most of my deities fall under the new moon category. So Lilith, Morgan, Anubis, they all fall that way. So yes, Mother Winter, because it's shadow time, right? Winter, new moon. Ta-da. Okay, so one thing I forgot is, one, sage your sacred space, or use like I have incense. I have 2 of them, and I got one over here, and I got one over behind the camera. You just can't really see it unless you can see the smoke. Okay, I also have 2 little candles I bought for $1 at the dollar store. This one is something winter. And then this one is, this one's Winter Wonderland, and this one is like a snowflake. They smell so freaking good. So I'm gonna uncap them, put the caps here, and I'm lighting 2 candles. Why? Just because I feel like it. So I'm gonna put them up here. So you're not gonna really see them, but they're here. And I'm going to light them to help set my fire element that I'm going to use. So if you have candles, you want to light your candles, utilize it. Let's see if I can show you it a little bit. You see that? There's my pretty candles, okay? Okay, I hope you can see anything. Okay, so now I'm going to take my new moon water. And when I pull my new moon water, okay, I'm going to think of the intentions I want. So remember, the intentions we want is to heal through winter's trials. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking of when I pour this in here to start. Set this aside, and I'm going to turn on my stove. Okay, now as we wait for, remember, the kettle to boil, as if I'm trying to get in the camera, for the kettle to boil, we're going to draw or say, so what do we, so I got runes, I got sigils, so I'm going to draw a sigil. Yeah. No. We're going to draw a Norse Fulfirk rune for victory. So if you don't know what that is, research. But we're going to do that, okay? Victory. So as this is going to boil, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to step over here. I'm just going to turn my little camera so we can go ahead and start blending stuff. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the stuff that we need to crush up first. Okay, so remember, we already said that every herb has its own element, right? So we're going to say what we want as we're crushing. Now I said crushing, but not actually blending, okay? So here's my little bowl that I'm going to actually blend everything in afterwards. Here's my mortar and pestle that I'm going to crush my hibiscus in and my, oh, heaven help me, cinnamon sticks. So I'm going to take cinnamon stick first. And I'm using a whole one. Well, it's like a half one, but you know what I mean, like the whole thing here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just break it into a few little pieces. Maybe, maybe not. I lied. We're just going to crush the thing. You know why? Because I like crushing stuff. So as I'm crushing it, I'm saying about victory and protection, because that's what the cinnamon's going to do for us. Victory and protection. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Okay. So, don't follow me now. Love me. Okay, so victory, protection, victory, protection, victory, protection. I always gotta break these in half because they're so hard. Victory, protection, victory, protection. Oh, and if you hear like children in the background, it's the little hooligans. I asked them very nicely to be quiet, but they don't care. They don't want to listen to mamas. Victory and protection. Victory and protection. Okay, and all you're going to do is you're going to kind of just crush it a little. It doesn't have to be anything like crazy or anything, but enough, because remember, this is all going to seep in the water afterwards anyways. Okay, so our victory and protection from Winter's Trials, guys. I'm going to put it in my bowl to start. The next thing we're going to take is hibiscus. And I'm going to use a 1/4 cup measuring for this. And like so. So it's almost a 1/4. And I'm just going to crush it down a little. Now hibiscus, remember, is for us for freedom and passion. Okay? So for freedom and passion. Freedom, passion. Freedom and passion. Freedom and passion. Now, the water is boiling, as you can see. So, now that I know it's boiling, I'm going to take my cranberries, okay? And these are store-bought. There's nothing fancy about these. But I made sure they were whole cranberries. And I'm going to take a fourth cup of cranberries, and I'm gonna put them in my boiling water. Turn the heat down though. I don't want to overdo my cranberries. So, cranberries, okay? I did like a little bit over. But cranberries, remember, for rejuvenation and healing, okay? Rejuvenation and healing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my orange and a knife. Okay? And I'm going to cut my orange in half. Okay? And I'm going to, I should probably turn this camera a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to squeeze some, okay? And remember, oranges or orange peel, okay, is going to help us raise our vibrations. So, vibrations, raise, I call to thee. Vibrations raised, I call to thee. Vibrations raised, I call to thee. Okay? Now, I squeezed a little. I didn't go like over crazy or anything. Wipe my hand off. I only need half, so you don't have to use the whole thing, okay? Now, all I'm going to do is I am going to split this again. And I'm going to grab a paper towel first of all, because I'm going to make a slight mess. And I'm going to peel off. Okay? I'm just going to eat you if you keep it up. All right, fine. Gosh, I love oranges. Fine, we're going to do this the hard way. There we go. And then, so I have a peel, right? I'm just going to kind of rip it in half a little bit. And put my peel inside, okay? Just like that. And I'm gonna do it with the other half too, because I wanna make sure I get that nice orange peel flavor to it. So here we go again. And I'm gonna put my peel, okay? And I'm gonna let it simmer, okay? Because that's where I'm gonna get my juice, and I'm gonna eat the rest of that. Why? Because I love oranges. So everyone with me so far? Thank you, Amanda. It's gonna taste good too, watch. This is why I can never be a chef. I need a bigger kitchen. Usually though, I'm not used to working in this area. I usually kind of use the whole kitchen to my advantage. Okay, so we're gonna let that boil. You can take a small spoon, like a stirrer. Doesn't matter what you use. Let's see what I want to use. So I'm gonna use, what do I have in my little disposal? I'm gonna use my little ladle. And I'm just gonna make sure I stir it so that way the cranberries don't stick to the bottom, okay? So as I'm stirring this, remember, we're smelling the essence, okay? The essence is our aroma. It's our air element, okay? As we're stirring it, and oh my gosh, it smells so good already. Sorry, guys. We're thinking of the rejuvenation and the healing that we already put into it. We're thinking about the protection and the victory that we just started breaking up with the cinnamon sticks. We're talking about the rejuvenation of the oranges and the juice that we just put into it also, okay? We're also thinking about the hibiscus flowers, so our freedom and the passion that we want to get from this. Excuse me. Okay, so as we're waiting for that, we're just going to turn and we're going to finish our little blend. So we got cinnamon and we got hibiscus already. So now we need peppermint. As I'm staring straight at it, like, what am I forgetting, guys? I'm forgetting my peppermint. So here we go. So here's our beautiful peppermint, guys, okay? So usually I'm very like when it comes to peppermint, but you might not be. So I'm gonna be a little generous tonight, so I'm gonna take my 1 teaspoon, okay? Because I've done this before. So I'm going to take 2 scoops of peppermint for this. So 1, remember, peppermint is a mint, so it's healing. It's our protection from the winter. 2. And where's my book? Okay. So we have our hibiscus done. We have our cranberries done. We have our cinnamon sticks done. We have our orange peel. Oh gosh, that smells so good, guys. I don't know if you guys are doing this, but this smells so good. I'm about to drink this now, okay? Those just look beautiful. And like what I did too is I put it on a slower simmer because I don't want the orange peels to like melt into it, and I don't want the cranberries to melt into it too. So you definitely don't want that. Off topic question, what is your countertop made of? Well, this is marble. This part, this is all marble. So if that's what you wanted. Yeah, this is marble. My dining room table is the same. It's one of the stipulations to this house that I love the most. I love marble. I'm going to go live Christmas morning with simmer pot recipes, just putting that out there. I want my house to smell yummy when my family comes and have good vibes. I love that. I love that. But yeah, it's just marble. This is marble, and then, like I said, I got marble. I love marble. Okay, so here's all that just kind of put in this bowl, okay? So I'm going to take this really pretty spoon that my mommy bought me. Just a standard spoon, nothing special, nothing crazy. But to me, it means a lot, okay? So, one thing that you're going to see is like rotating with anything like clockwise. For us today is going to be moving our intentions forward. If I reversed it, it's because I want my intentions to reverse whatever, I guess you could say, like, if I was trying to reverse a hex or a bad spell that someone put on me, I would probably say something like that, I guess. But in this case, we're pushing forward. We're wanting it to move forward for us, okay? So when I stir, I'm going to stir in a counterclockwise way. Sorry, I got a text. I just was trying to, like, I was like, who texted me now? So we're going to stir in a counterclockwise. When we're mixing everything, we're going to think of our intentions. Okay, so with protection from the winter months, with healing of winters to come, heal us, bless us, rejuvenate us, renew us. Okay, so that's what the blend looks now. We haven't even said our chant yet. That was just a little intention giving, because that's all the intentions we're trying to put in here. Okay? So, we're just going to check on this. Our rejuvenation and our protection all up in here. Okay, so now we have to strain the liquid because we're keeping the liquid. Okay, but you could do this 2 different ways. So you can strain it. I'm going to turn this down a little bit more. You can strain it, keep the water, reboil the water that's already seeped with the cranberries and the oranges, or you can take your diffuser and put it in. Or what I like to do is I like to put my herbs in my little diffuser bowl. I like to put the water I already have into my little ta-da in here, and I like to I like to let it set, and as it's steeping into the actual pot itself, I like to then say my chant, okay? So that's how I'm going to do it. It's up to you how you guys want to do it, but that's just how I like to do it, okay? So, and don't forget, we have our honey to add after. So let me bring this baby. I'm going to take my ball, and you can use whatever you want, but I'm just going to take my ball, and I'm going to fill it with my beautiful blend. And as I'm even doing this, I'm thinking every intention that we're already doing. Okay, now I'm gonna put this in here, and mine has like a little hook, so I'm gonna hook it to my oh, come on, there we go. Boys, come on, quiet. Okay, now my thing's seeping down, so I'm going to take my ladle, and I'm going to take out my stuff, okay? Because what's really nice is I can actually do this, and all the water seeps out, and it's just left over. So I am gonna do this on a paper towel in my sink. Why? Because that's just how I do things, and because I think it's fun. So guys, if you're doing it with me, do it with me. If not, just hang tight. I promise we'll be right back. It's like a broadcast commercial. I promise, guys, we'll be right back with the broadcast. Rejuvenation. Mother Winter. You can go ahead and pour however you want to do it. Remember, I make just enough for 1 cup because it's you know, it's tea magic. This is hot, so I gotta be careful. So, see how that pretty color is? It's so pretty. Now you see that? Gosh, it's so pretty. Now, as you see it blending, that's the hibiscus mixing, because the hibiscus is really pretty and red. So, what I want to do is, now that I see my ladle, I'm just going to move this up so I can let it blend. Okay. So, as it's seeping, okay, we're drawing our intentions. So rejuvenation, all that fun stuff, okay? What we're gonna say is this. So you guys ready? As we sip our tea, we will behold the water as it holds and carries the energy of each plant into our body. We will honor fire for its ability to extract the energy of each plant into our cups. We recognize the air, the wind, as it helps carry the essence of each plant into our being through aroma and steam. Now we honor the earth because it provides us with nourishment for balance, as our minds and bodies and spirits are supported and healed. And then I always say it one more time to make sure my intention's really into it, okay? So focus. I want all your attention, guys, on this tea. So as we sip our tea, we behold the water as it holds and carries the energy of each plant into our body. we honor the fire for its ability to extract each plant in our cups. We recognize the air and the wind as it helps carry the essence of each plant into our being through aroma and steam. And now we honor our earth and for it providing us with the nourishment of balance as our minds and bodies and spirits are supported and healed. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but my breath is the most powerful thing I have. Why? Because my words come from here, come from here. Okay? Water, fire, air, earth, my spirit. I come to you. I call. By the impension, by Mother Winter, heal. Through her trials, I call to thee. And now my intentions are set. My beautiful darlings, let me put my phone up here. This is magic. Anyone who drinks it, I know that after I drink this, I'm gonna feel like a whole new person. Why? Because I use new moon water. So I'm connecting with the dark side of the moon, the winter time, right? I'm also connecting with Morgan and Lilith and Anubis, which I've been studying like even more than I ever have too. I've gotten new books, everything. This is my connection to get through this winter, to continue through my path. That was my intention the whole time when I'm thinking. I didn't want to tell everyone because I wanted you guys to have your own intentions. Because that's the best part, okay? Make it your own, guys. But that's all it is. It's the words, it's the way you blend. So when I go to drink it, then I'm gonna add this baby, okay? When I pour it, I'm gonna pour it in a counterclockwise. Then I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm gonna not counterclockwise, I'm gonna clockwise it. Then when I take my spoon, I'm gonna clockwise it again, okay? And that's how I'm gonna set it. My intentions is, okay? Trying to think, did I forget anything? Now remember, I mean, you gotta let it cool and all that, but I mean, just look at the color itself. I mean, that's just amazing. Again, guys, if you know, I have a thing for colors. Red's my favorite color, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, right? When you drink it, okay, make sure you're remembering your words that you used. Make sure you're remembering the purpose of it. Because if you don't carry that purpose when you drink it, you're wasting the plant's essence. That plant was grown knowing that it was going to be yours someday. Excuse me. And it's going to allow you to become something great. So how long do you let it seep? I'd say like 10 minutes. I don't like to let it seep too much because then I feel like, sorry, I got the hiccups. I don't like to set it too long because then I feel like if it's overdone, 10 minutes is all you need. Because your water was already boiled pre-time. Your cranberries and your oranges were already seeped in. So 10 minutes max. So let me look at the clock because I don't want mine to overseep. Okay. So in 10 minutes, I'm good. It should be kind of cool too by that time. Enjoy your tea, guys. All right. So I got to show this baby off. Let me just move this out of the way. So I have a thing for stuff like this. I'm just going to bring this little baby over here. Okay, I got a little tray with my 2-pillar candle, which I have a thing for. But look at these. I love drinking these when I do tea magic. Okay. Maybe I should move it on the light. There we go. They're little leaves. All different colors, mostly of the more neutral colors. But it's a teacup that you would use pretty much, I guess you can say, if you're doing tea readings, which one day I'll really get into it. I know there's someone that is really good at tea readings that we have in our group that actually only lives about 10 minutes from me, and I just found that out yesterday. So I thought that was pretty exciting. But yeah, I'll put it in this. Come here, phone. Okay, so I'll put it in this, and anytime I do tea magic, I like to drink out of these. Why? Because they're older. It's like, it makes me feel, I don't know, like I'm living a past life, I guess. A little teacup. Pinkies up, ladies. But yeah, I love these teacups. I have 4 of them. So this and then 3 more. But my tea magic goes in this. I drink out of this. And I like to serve it on my silver platter. Literally. My mommy got me a silver platter. Just like I actually have a silver tea, help me out, pot with the sugar and the milk little thingies too that they used back in the day, and I love them. Absolutely love them. Okay, did I forget anything, guys? Let me see. Thank you, Crystal. I'm absolutely about to become a tea connoisseur. This is freaking awesome. I love it. Sweet. Okay, guys. The perfect tea drinking temperature. I like mine on a hotter side. That's good. I learned when I drank tea on the hotter side, it burned my taste buds, and then I lost my taste buds for like 2 weeks. So I try and let it cool down a little bit. But remember, when you drink your tea, guys, remember your intention, because you just did a spell. Like, your spell, when you were letting this seep, your spell's in here. This is your spell, okay? It's just like doing a jar spell or anything like that. It's in here. Now, for me, it's about to be here when I drink it, okay? So, if you try this recipe, or if you try your own recipe, I would want to know. Send me a picture of what it looks like. Post it on here, okay? This post stays up, this live and all that. Show me. Oh, that's okay, Roxanne. Hey, that's the best part about these lives, is you could go back and watch it. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, call me out, guys. I promise I'll make up for it. I hope you guys loved it. I had so much fun doing this. You guys got to see what my most passionate type of spell work is. Tea magic. Call me a tea lover. Okay, but guess what? I make magic out of it, all right? Everyone makes different things. I know... Oh, I'm totally drawing a blank, but I forgot what Kathy's doing some type of potion style too, and I totally just blanked on what it was. Oils. She's doing oils. So, you know, that's gonna be our next potion style magic, because remember, we went through all the different types of potions and what different types of potions are called what. So I love you guys. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you all for signing on and showing up. I'm so excited. Wow, I didn't expect this many people to be on. I plan to do some more like blends once in a blue moon. We're just gonna call it Dragon Tea Time, and they're just gonna be us blending and me helping you guys learn how to blend properly, making sure you use the proper measurements, experimenting on things I've never blended before. So I'm gonna fit that in there randomly. Maybe we'll do some spells with it too. I don't know. I love doing this stuff, and I love that you guys join me. So I love you. Have a fantastic night, guys. Stay safe on those roads, the snow, if you have snow. I love you. Blessed be.